It's been revealed that the man who firebombed a Dover migrant processing centre before taking his own life at the weekend was 66-year-old Andrew Leake. We brought you a little bit of detail on this yesterday, but more's dropped now. He drove 120 miles from his home at Woodburn Green, near High Wycombe, to get to the south coast. GBNews' very own Alice Porter has actually been in his hometown today, so she has the very latest, what is now being investigated as a potential terror attack. This is what Alice found out for us.
Well, the 66-year-old lived here in this quaint Buckinghamshire village, and neighbours have been completely shocked by what Andrew Leake did on Sunday. I've spoken to a number of the neighbours and they say that he was very pleasant, very chatty, that he was just an ordinary man. But on Sunday he took the extraordinary journey all the way down to Dover, which is over 100 miles, where he threw 3 homemade petrol bombs at a migrant processing centre, injuring 2 members of staff, although not severely, before continuing on to a petrol station where he sadly took his own life. Now, counter-terrorism police say it's likely that the attack was sparked by some form of hate-filled grievance, and they conducted a search at this property behind me, where they found a number of items of interest. There's also been a number of social media posts by Andrew Leake which have been discovered, which express anti-Muslim and anti-migrant sentiment, although that was something that one of the neighbours was particularly surprised about. He's black, and he spoke to me and said that they were very good friends, and was incredibly surprised that Andrew Leake had those sorts of views. Now, police say there's nothing to suggest that Andrew Leake was working alongside anybody else. They don't believe there's any threat to the wider community, and therefore they are not declaring this a terrorist incident at this stage, although investigations are ongoing and they are going to continue to review that. The MP for North Thanet, Sir Roger Gale, described Andrew Leake as having severe mental health difficulties, but that he had no links to right-wing organisations. So in some ways this seems a totally random attack, but the impact was absolutely enormous, because 700 of the migrants which were at that processing centre had to move to Manston Asylum Processing Centre, which is already overcrowded. So to have this sort of attack happen in this way at an incredibly sensitive time, when things are all very, very, very volatile when it comes to those migrant processing centres in Dover, was something the government would very much not have wanted to see happen.